Oh, Ashley is erschaft.
Erschaft.
That is the German word of the day, everybody. Erschaft.
Erschaft. Well, right off the bat, just kick it off.
It means exhausted.
Yeah.
Exhausted. We're all erschaft. We're all erschaft because it's been a big. Oh, we
don't even have a
fucking
beer.
Beers open. God damn. Okay, we're all.
We're gonna have to. Okay, we're drinking one extra in a second. Okay, I've got my finger up.
Okay, so we have one in the books already.
One in the
that's
books.
Good. So this is the pod, episode 33. The Stein Club Podcast, as you guys know, will be tapping into all aspects of the bar business, what it takes to run a bar and live and survive the day-to-days of the exciting world of the restaurant and bar business.
Yep.
So that's why we're here. So now we can open beers.
Now we can open
Ashley's
beers.
Still holding up her fucking finger.
Someone's got to keep. Oh, I just forgot I had a fucking injury on my finger.
Oh.
That's okay.
Of course, we're drinking Pitt burgers. Oh, and it's not frozen, see?
I know. I think
Fucking perfectly cold, though.
on the precipice of frozen.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, did you get a little bit of frozen?
No. I just going to build up the head, the German beers. We got any of that. That looks good. Looks clean. Looks good.
Looks good.
All right. So now we have beers poured. Now we can drink for the Erschaft.
Erschaft.
Oh, that's good. We'll do a little yodel just for fun. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we talked about the German word of the day, Erschaft, which means exhausted. It's been a busy couple weeks at the old pub.
Yeah, it's been really crazy.
Yeah. So we decided we're going to kind of mix things up a little in the pod now. I think after 32 episodes of trying to teach people how to open bars and run bars, I'm sure the 10s of 12s by now can open a bar.
Yeah, I think they've got everything they need. They just need some money.
What else do they need?
more than the $10,000 you took to
do not
or whatever.
Come to me and ask me if I want to invest in your new bar.
No,
because I will not.
No.
We've run the course on that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what we're going to do now on a couple episodes is we're going to talk about what happens, what happened, what's happening.
Yeah, which we do. We kind of mix that in anyways, but you might not get a full on how to open a bar lesson in every episode.
No.
Which has happened before. I mean,
there's been tons of knowledge dropped on their asses.
We'll keep dropping knowledge. Actually, as you and I were talking about what we're going to talk about today, there was a couple things that I was like, oh, people are going to be interested to hear that, I think. I don't know. We're going to find out.
The 10s of 12s will be very interested in what's happening today.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Our favorite show, Cheers, ran for 11 seasons, 40 episodes per season, and all they did was be in that bar.
Yeah, just be in the bar.
And do the normal things that happen in a bar. So if they can do it, we can do it.
We can do it.
And with that, here we go.
Here we go. Episode 33.
There is no title to the episode yet because we are going to see what we end up talking about.
Yeah.
This is going to be like a free-for-all. Free balling. We're free balling at the pod.
Really, really good idea to free ball something when my brain is half turned on. Mm-hmm. This is gonna turn out great.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So what has been happening?
Oh my God.
There's been a lot. So we're gonna start off with the Club World Cup soccer tournament.
FIFA Club World Cup. FIFA's attempt at making more money.
Yeah, and we all know how that went.
Yeah, or how it's going, rather.
My God,
yeah. It's not going so hot.
So FIFA had this wonderful idea to generate more money for themselves.
Yeah,
and put the best of the best in the world.
Yeah, the club teams. So not like playing for your country or
yeah. Well,
yeah, not
the club teams, really.
Yeah,
they're kind of club teams, I guess.
No, I
don't know. It's fucking soccer.
No, they are. They are club teams. I mean, there's club teams all over the world. Down to I wouldn't use the word beer league, but yeah, they go pretty amateur.
But the best of the best clubs. So we're talking about Madrid.
Yeah.
Bayern München.
Yeah. Paris Saint-Germain.
PSG, as they're known, who just won the.
They beat Miami.
Champions League.
Yep, they just won the Champions League. Yep.
Champions League.
Yep.
So they decided to put these guys on the same pitch as our
Seattle
Sounders and Miami FC and
LAFC. There was 3 MLS teams.
And then a bunch of other teams from around the world who are
either really good or real shit.
Either minor league soccer. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, let's just say there's a couple teams that were at the same level as the Sounders. Although I will say, the Sounders actually played very well. They lost all of their games. That was fully expected. But they looked pretty good, and they actually put up a really good fight with two of the teams.
Still lost.
So I don't know. I'm not upset with the way that they looked. If I was a Sounders fan, I'd be happy with the way they played. That's just me. But yeah, it was a bummer. I mean, we opened early.
We bought in. We let's do this.
We decorated. I made a schedule.
Yep. Polaner was nice to give us some jerseys and some scarves, and they bought in too. And I can't wait to talk to old Carrie Dixon and see how it actually turned out for her.
Yeah.
Because they put some money into it. And we bought in because I made the mistake before of not opening up for soccer.
Yes.
And
we've heard that story.
Never doing that mistake again.
Yeah.
So we did it.
Yeah.
We opened up early. And no one showed up. No. Oh, excuse me. Is this marijuana affecting your cold you have?
No. Ashley also has a small cold, so she might sneeze uncontrollably while we're in here.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
She is drinking some tea also in her wonderful Prost tumbler that I made in my laser etcher engraver.
I love this thing. This is the one to-go coffee mug I own that keeps things actually hot.
Wow, it was cheap.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was like...
I didn't know how to do all that etching and laser etch engraving. That's one thing we talk about at the bar to nauseum is my laser etcher engraver.
We do. Chris has hobbies and they rotate, and lately the long one has been your laser etcher and engraver. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even old Bretto said maybe it's time to upgrade that dog.
Yeah. Maybe.
So if X-Tool is watching
and wants to sponsor
in China, I don't think they are. I don't think we have any listeners in China. We can probably look that up.
No, probably not.
But if they want to sponsor the pod, we are open. Look at also today. You didn't notice I'm wearing my Georgetown Brewing tavern beer shirt.
You are
that Mark Marzano gave to me. He seems to always give Tiffany all the shirts.
Well, she looks better in them than you.
Yes, but I signed the fucking check, and we do pour 3 Georgetown beers at the pizza places.
Yeah.
So go get your Manny's Pale Ale.
Yep.
And don't blame the pizza for your shits. Just put it that way.
Wow.
I did ask Manny once. Manny, I said, we're good friends. And I said, man, what do you put in that beer? He's like, why? What? I said, it fucking tears me up, man. And it's unfiltered. So it's, it's got all this stuff. Yeah. And I can't drink that stuff.
Yeah.
But I like the merch. We're going to rep Georgetown. We love those guys. They do everything right. Everything.
Except for putting something in Manny's to make you shit your pants.
Yeah. It's by design. It's for the weight loss program. Drink the beer, then poop your pants. Anyhow, Bitburger never does that to me.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's funny because actually in that same realm, I've had people come in the years I've worked at Prost and they won't drink Hefeweizens, and I think it's because of the unfiltered. They claim
that'll rock you. Rock your world too.
It can rock you. Yeah. So anyways, back to soccer.
No, let's talk about pooping pants more.
Okay.
So yeah.
So,
so soccer happened. So the first game, so we decided to open up for all the Bayern Munich games and all the Seattle Sounders games. That was our. Let's don't cast too wide of a net.
No.
Let's focus.
That was plenty wide enough.
That was wide enough. So the first game was Bayern München, who is full of superstars, including Harry Kane, who's English, and he plays for the English.
I gotta blow my nose.
Well, do it off mic. Jesus. So Harry Kane, he's got a great receding hairline, but he's a wonderful soccer player. But he plays for the England national team, and to see him playing for a German club team is quite strange.
Yeah, that I saw that. I
think Harry Kane is a slut for money, like Gam Gam would say.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about these club teams, though, is that the ones that have the most money have the best players, and like Bayern's one of them. Chelsea, these teams that we listed earlier, PSG, they have the most money, so they have the best players.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where they're from.
Yeah. So we opened for the first match, Bayern München versus the Auckland Football Club.
Yeah. On
Father's Day.
Yeah, it was on, you're right, Sunday Father's Day.
So we opened up at 8:30 a.m. for the 9 a.m. match, and it was myself and Keith and Michael. Mm-hmm. And Keith and Michael weren't even there for the soccer match. They were there just because they like morning drinking
and donuts. They brought us donuts.
And we talked about that last.
We did talk about this last time, but last time we really had only had that game under our belt, and then we did record the day after the Sounders match with Carl and his friends.
Right.
We did talk about that a little bit, but hey, newsflash, it hasn't gotten busier.
No way. After Bayern München beat the beer drinking football club of Auckland, New Zealand,
10-0.
10-0. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Usually they don't score many goals.
I think the Bayern goalie touched the ball with his hands twice.
I do have a crush on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's dreamy.
I don't know what he looks like. They don't zoom in far enough.
He's German. He's tall and blonde.
Well,
Neuer is his name.
Neuer.
Not to be confused with Greg Schneuer. Who's going to be at the pub today at 4:00.
He's coming in today?
Yep.
Fuck, I wasn't going to be there.
For his father's service. His father passed away.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have a few bits.
That's
about
good.
His old pops.
That's good.
I'm excited about that.
Good.
Okay, so after that first match, which was kind of a failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. And, we had already advertised and put posters everywhere and told everybody we were going to be open. So we had already committed, but it didn't get better.
No, the Sounders match was the first one. It was on a Friday evening at 6 p.m. I saw one person with a jersey of some sort.
Yeah. Well, that was the second Bayern match, but yeah.
No.
The first Sounders match was Thursday the 19th.
Okay, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a Bayern match. Mm-hmm. So we had people there. That was great, but they were there already.
Yeah, we saw like 6 people there with Bayern jerseys or kit, something to show that they were there to watch the match. Everyone else was just there, and we had the sound on because we've committed to putting sound on. We talked about this in the last episode, which is a little bit of a clusterfuck on a Friday night when the pub is busy for being a Friday night and not the soccer match.
Yeah, correct. But I must say, the sound on soccer.
Yes.
We talked about this in the last episode about the boob tube. The sound on soccer is fantastic because the announcers are fucking, as they would say, brilliant.
Right. Well, and brilliant.
They're brilliant. They say a lot of funny things, and they always make fun of some of the reactions of the players and stuff. And it's quite entertaining. And the best part, there is no commercials in soccer.
Correct.
So there's no Ozempic drug that causes excessive swelling between your anus and genitals.
Except.
And I've checked on our regulars who are still on the drugs, and no swelling yet.
Oh.
So that's good.
Look, that's good.
Yeah. I checked with them. I didn't check them.
Okay.
So let's get that straight.
Say, wow. Okay. What a service you provide.
So the one match that was actually okay was that Sounders match where Carl dragged in his
we had like 10 people.
Season ticket buddies.
Yeah.
And boy, are soccer fans funny.
Yeah.
The things they say. They complain a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were gonna say the best part about listening to the game is that the announcers, that there's no commercials, which I agree.
Yes.
The other thing is the announcers now have done the thing where they make fun of the players for like faking injuries and stuff.
That's what I was saying. It's fucking fantastic.
They know why people don't like soccer.
Yeah.
They also know obviously we're the minority.
Right.
Most of the world loves soccer. It's the number one sport in the world.
The world does love soccer.
Right, but I think that it's funny that they poke at their own game and they're like, yeah, that guy's fine.
But there's been a lot less of that lately.
Yeah.
As I've been watching the soccer because I have found a way to make it interesting.
Yes.
I can bet on it. So that's the only way.
And in this tournament, you bet on the over
total goals.
Yes.
Has been pretty good so far.
Yeah, because when you take shit teams and put them up against good teams, what are they going to do?
They're going to score a lot of goals.
A lot of goals.
But also, just so you know, for you amateur gamblers out there, if it goes into extra time, those goals don't count towards the over.
Yeah. Same with the win. Yeah, same with the win doesn't count. Yeah.
We all talked about soccer and how betting on soccer is almost impossible. But the over total goals has been, I'm about 52%. So that's good.
Yep.
We'll take 52%.
Exactly.
So anyway, we made our bed, Ashley.
Yeah, we did.
My wife makes our bed every fucking morning.
That's impressive.
Fucking
perfect.
Like the sheets are taut.
Oh my God.
The comforter's fucking perfect. And there's like 15 pillows so I got to go through the whole fucking thing, throwing the pillows off at night. But it's like a hotel quality.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of nice jumping into a bed that's been made. It's really the best.
I really appreciate it because when she's not at home, I crawl into the same spot where I was the night before, and the sheet's already adjusted. And it's not very good. It's a
nightmare.
It's not very good.
You know, you should tell your wife to watch one of my guilty pleasure TV shows, Below Deck.
Oh Jesus! I don't think she wants to watch that
because
I've watched
follows crews like on super yachts with rich people that like rent them for excursions and stuff. And
why didn't I ever do that in my lifetime? God,
I know when I hear of people that I've known over the years of people that do that, I'm like, God, it just sounds so fun. But
if you're young, we don't have any young audience members. I don't think. Zach, he's probably the youngest, 24, 23. If you have a chance to do something like that, fucking do it.
Yeah.
I mean, travel abroad, get weird jobs.
Yeah. They make really good money too. They show the breakdown of tips they make from these people. And it's crazy. But what I was going to say is the reason why your wife would like it is they go in and they make the beds for the guests.
Oh, yeah.
Like while they're out doing their inner tubing or whatever out on the water. And there's a couple of they call them stewardesses, the lead stewardesses, who are in charge of like...
Hot.
They're all hot.
The dudes are hot.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started.
Cum gutters, am I right?
Yeah. And there's this one chick that at least the one I've watched, and she's really strict about how the beds have to be like perfectly made and flat and like what you were talking about. I know. Because like your wife should probably watch that. I think she'd like it.
All they do is have fun, treat these billionaires to a wonderful trip, and then they get
fucked up on their day off.
And they fuck.
Yeah.
They all
in these tiny little beds.
Fuck. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if your wife would like that part, but she might like the straightened bed part.
So we're talking about soccer.
I think so. I think we're done with soccer.
Yeah, so we're going to stick with it, and we're going to keep opening up for the Bayern Munich games because, of course, the Sounders did not pass through their group stage.
Yes.
So we got a couple more games on the docket. The quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals.
Obviously. It's elimination, so they have to keep winning. Yeah.
So please come.
Yeah.
We can play the horse racing game if we have to.
Ooh. I like that you put that video up the other day.
And it was great.
I made the call not to put it on the bar Instagram because there was like cash money laying around it on top of our bar. And I was like,
No one cares. No one cares.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why we're, what's the word? Erschropft. Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to yodel, Cher.
Wrong sound.
Okay, that's enough of you. Is we had car show this last weekend.
Yes. And not to like add more, the other day I said fire to the flame and Chris said that's wrong. Is that wrong? Fire to the flame? Flame to the fire?
Flame to the fire.
Okay. And not to add more flame to the fire, but
Fire to the flame.
I scheduled myself for all of these games, which I haven't been needed, but I've had to go in and do other work and open the bar. So I'm personally very tired going into car show.
Erschropft.
Yodelay.
I don't want to press the wrong button. But
yeah. That cheat sheet you made just didn't cut it.
So my new cheat sheet is on the coaster that we use from Graham and Dunn, my attorneys. So I have it written on the coaster. Yeah. H is oops.
Okay.
Oh, and speaking of which, that's the wrong button.
Why do you keep hitting that one?
Well, I did it on purpose. It was funny. I was trying to be funny, but now we have to wait for fucking Norm to figure it out.
Yeah, but I can't hear him.
I turned the fucking sound off.
Oh, so you've hit a button that nobody...
Evening, everybody.
Okay, yeah, you're right. We don't need to listen
That's
to
that sudsy amber stuff, right? Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it.
Yep. Norm drinks amber ales.
Well, not really though. The stuff in the glass is
not
like,
amber.
It's not amber.
No.
I think it's just what else? How would he describe it for that joke? Sudsy clear stuff.
Clear shit.
Yeah.
It was like piss.
Yeah.
What were they drinking on that show? I wonder.
I think I was listening to a podcast or an interview with Ted Danson, and he said that it was, I think it was a non-alcoholic like Beck's or something like that.
So they didn't drink real beer?
I don't think so.
Fucking losers.
I know.
They had none of these then.
Oops,
I got drunk again. I drank all my beer. I made a few friends.
Yeah. I think they did get pretty fucked up, but you know.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
So, oops, I got drunk again, Ashley. Here we go. And now we're going to talk about car show for a while. But The problem with car shows, I have my bus there.
Yeah.
And normally I have multiple vehicles.
I was going to say, normally you have more than one bus.
Yeah, I took it easy this year. I took a little breaky boo.
That was a good call.
So I have to maintain myself for that the whole day because I have to drive the bus 3 blocks to my house.
Yeah.
And I do not condone drunk driving. I had my little breathalyzer with me all day long.
Oh, nice.
And I would blow it, and I was at 0.04 the whole day.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, you were not drunk at all.
I was not.
Yeah, you would drink one drink and then disappear.
I know. I had 24,000 steps that day.
That's crazy.
That's why I wasn't drunk. And I hydrated. But I want to get drunk. So as soon as I take that fucking bus home, I walk back.
And you get fucked up.
And it's go time.
Which is funny because that happened when I got cut. When I got phased.
It's go time because I was fucking tired and I wanted to enjoy the car show. I had 2 beers.
You were so tired.
I was so ashruffed.
Ashruffed.
Ashruffed. You lay I couldn't get drunk, and that really pissed me off because I wanted to, but I had 2 beers. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to Lardude's house and sitting in his backyard and smoked copious amounts of marijuana.
Wow.
So while I did not get drunk, I got stoned. I think when I got home, I blew a .09.
Really?
What's the point of that?
Yeah, did you really only have 2 beers when you came back?
That's it. And maybe an Underberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. My drinker was broken.
Yeah.
After that long day. Underbergs count. That's what probably got me to the .09 towards the end of the day.
Right. So is your drunk story that you didn't get drunk?
Yep. I wanted to, but sometimes you just can't get drunk.
Sometimes you try so hard.
Well, and it's funny because the bus, in the back of the bus, it has the German saying, "Halt besoffenes rausgeschmissenes Geld," which is a clever German saying, which means...
Half drunk is a waste of money.
Half drunk is a waste of money.
Yes.
And I was only half drunk.
Yeah.
And so many people that day asked me about what that meant. This little old lady was like,
what does that mean?
What does this mean? And I said, help yourself. Half drunk is a waste of money. And she was fucking howling.
Oh, that's awesome. I love all the families that came by your bus and were like taking photos of their kids in front of it and stuff.
Yeah. And then, so there was a guy parked next to me. He had this beautiful 61 Cadillac.
Yeah.
The thing is 19 and a half feet long.
It's crazy.
It is a car show. And he sits there in his little chair and just sits there and watches people look at his car. Mm-hmm. And I went out and he's like, "Hey, Chris." I said, "What's up?" He's like, "Man, people are in the bus. Kids are in the bus. They're jumping around. They're taking
they got
pictures."
in it? I didn't see that. Oh,
yeah. They're all up in that shit.
How did I not see that?
Even though the car show gives this little plaque that says, "Do not touch."
Do not touch.
But these kids, this thing is a fucking jungle gym. And he's like, "You want me to fucking yell at him and tell him not to get in the bus?" And I said, "Bro, it's a Volkswagen."
It's meant for families.
You know what Volkswagen means? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
It means the people's car.
Volks people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So it's the people's car. So let the people enjoy the bus.
I like it. I mean,
they're up there driving. The parents taking pictures.
That's cute, actually.
It's fucking awesome.
I like that a lot.
And the bus is really nice, but not too nice.
Yeah. Not too nice. That's like, and then not like TJ's where if they climbed in it, they might impale a body part.
Get a spring up the fucking keister. Sorry, TJ. Your bus looks great. But I did drive. They were up last week and I drove them around in the bus and they're like, "This is so much nicer than our bus." But it takes time and my stereo is kicking. I got the 6-inch bazooka tube in there, the big amp and the Alpine deck.
You were hungover for that day.
Which day?
When you drove them around in the bus.
I was hungover. I was very hungover that day.
Yeah. Like really hungover. Like you went home and took a nap. And if anybody knows Chris, quote, "I'm not a nap guy."
Naps suck.
You tried to take a nap. It didn't work.
Naps are a waste of your life because we only have a certain amount of minutes and hours on this planet.
Is that why you go to bed before the sun sets?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I get up before the sun rises or with the sunrise, whatever.
Fair.
Okay. So, So did you get drunk after the car show? I mean, because
not really. I mean, okay. So here's the thing: after events or like really busy shift or whatever, right? In the restaurant industry, everyone deals with this. About halfway through the shift, you're like, "I just want alcohol so bad."
Because you've been serving it all day
so
long.
bad, like I can't. And so usually you kind of go a little too fast and a little too hard right when you're done.
Yep.
You probably haven't eaten. You're probably dehydrated.
Yep.
So depending on your tolerance, you're probably on your way to getting really fucked up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it's a really intense event like this, especially for me, because I worked like something like 10, 12 hours running nonstop, and I had the outdoor section, so it was a lot more walking. I was almost like too tired. I did drink though, but what I will say is that it's really funny because you're like kind of doing this unwinding thing with either your coworkers or yourself. Sometimes you just want to sit there and look at your phone and have nobody fucking talk to you.
Yep.
And every bartender knows what that's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 1 or 2 places I go where I don't know the people that work there, and they will leave me the fuck alone, and that's very specific.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you're opening up a bar or a restaurant, encourage your staff not to get drunk at their place of business.
Yeah.
It is not only a liability, but it's not professional.
Yeah.
I mean, but the regulars do want to have drinks with you.
Yeah, so it's funny that you say that, because
the different side of Ashley.
Yeah, they have fun. I mean, I usually don't drink as much liquor when I'm there. I usually drink beer, and that usually holds me back a bit. I do drink liquor, but I try not to drink as much at Prost. But yeah, Tiff and a bunch of the Ridge crew that had gotten cut kind of around the same time as me, like when the car show ended, they all came down on their way to going further north in Greenwood to get drunk.
Right.
And they had a drink with us, which was nice. So there was a whole crew of us out in the hut drinking and commiserating.
They went to Ruby on Greenwood Avenue, a nice bar.
Yep.
Mike
it's on 85th. It's off of Greenwood.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good bar.
Yeah.
So they went there and they got fucked up there.
Did they? I haven't talked to her.
I woke up to like 4 or 5 pictures of them in their Hawaiian shirts. Tiff was out selling pizza slices, and she was hamming it up for the car show crew. And she sold a lot of fucking slices.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, they invited me to go, and in the many years of doing this for my entire life, there's one thing I've learned is no is a good answer sometimes. And I'm so glad I said no, because I had I think I had 2 or 3 beers and a shot of mezcal that I kept breathing on you because you were sitting next to me.
And I was trying to get drunk, and then I have this hot Ashley mezcal breath. It was fucking disgusting.
You should have gotten a mezcal.
That's probably why I left.
No, it's not.
That's probably why I left.
No, you were, yeah.
All right, well, with that, we have to change the video over.
Oh, yeah, we do, huh? Okay.
How about that, producer? Good job, Cher, in the background. We had to give me the heads up and the high sign, which was this. She did this. All right, well, Ashley has reset the old video recorder. Nikon, if you can find a way to bypass that, that'd be great. Nikon International.
It's so hot in here. My stool is covered in sweat.
That's fucking disgusting.
I know. You're welcome.
Well, there's no AC units in here because they're all at Prost. Fucking plugging away on a 70-degree day when it's beautiful, but we're not going to talk about that. Well, we could talk about that. No, Let's talk about that for a second, because temperature control in your bar and restaurant.
Yeah, we talked about TVs last week.
This is not TVs.
I know.
This is temperature control.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of things you have to keep in mind.
Totally different.
Yeah.
When the bartender is working, they are working hard normally and running around, and they might get a little hot.
Yeah.
If you're a customer and you're sitting there drinking beers, you might not be that hot. Mm-mm. So everyone always fucks with the thermostats at all the fucking places I own. And you can put the little box on them with the little lock. But then when the manager loses the key, he breaks the box off.
Yeah.
And people find a way. It's like Jurassic Park. They find a way.
They find a way.
We've been binge watching Jurassic Parks. My daughter loves that movie.
Are you guys going to see the new one?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
4XD, whatever it's called.
It looks terrible.
Well, the last ones are terrible, but it's still fucking rad.
Ugh. The dinosaurs don't even look like dinosaurs. They look like... Are they mutant? Boom, is that the story?
Boom. I don't know. But when that T-Rex is walking through the forest and my subwoofer is fucking cranking and my beer is shaking on the table.
Doing that classic from the Jurassic Park one where the does the...
Yes.
There's a name for that. The ripples?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. And they still do that in every fucking Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. We're going to take the family to the theater.
I haven't been to a movie in the theater since like 2019.
We were supposed to go to the Formula One movie tonight, a bunch of the regulars at Prost at 7:30.
Why wasn't I invited?
Maybe you should ask yourself that question.
I mean, I'm only there all the time, so I don't really know how I didn't get invited to that, but that's okay. I'll go see it by
Well,
myself.
you can have my spot because I do not want to go.
I don't want to go either.
When you're drunk the day after the car show and you're making plans, it sounds like a great idea, but I cannot do that tonight. But Brad Pitt does take his shirt off in that movie.
Yeah, I know. You saved the photo as your backdrop on your phone.
I did not.
You talked about it.
Fucking
said you were going to.
He's looking good in his old age. Good for Brad Pitt. Shout
is.
out to Brad Pitt. He was married to Jennifer Aniston. I can't believe they didn't make a baby. What a waste of genetics.
The people listening to this podcast should start a drinking game every time Chris talks about Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Or Jennifer Aniston. You have to drink. Good luck out there.
Yeah, dude's dreamy. Yeah, Bullet Train. If you haven't seen Bullet Train,
that's what you said. I need to look. I need to look this up.
Oh my God, it's one of Brad Pitt's best movies.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Not a lot of people have seen it, but it's a wonderful movie. Watch Bullet Train, and Brad Pitt will not disappoint you. Didn't disappoint me, that's for sure.
Did you start watching the new The Bear? The new season of The Bear? You gave up on that, right?
I'm over that.
I haven't watched it yet either.
I mean, dude is dreamy. I got that, but
I'm too busy watching Below Deck.
I'm so tired of that fucking him and the way he portrays the restaurant industry, and it's
not him.
Well, the producers.
Okay, I was like, calm down. Don't get mad at him.
Producers aren't as good as fucking Cher. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I like how Cher only laughs. She has no voice. She has nothing else but laughing. Fuck you, Cher.
Maybe we need an AI bot, an Annie bot.
No, we
you guys want to talk about Annie bots more?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. Let's go back to car show.
Oh my God. Okay, so I take the bus, and for weeks before the car show, I take the bus out of its storage unit here at the old studio, and I give her a nice little wash, and I take it for drives, and the bus
pull all the shit out of the back that somehow ended up in there over the last year.
Yeah, there's a
boxes of things,
a lot of crap in there. From the last car show. I think.
Usually.
So I take the bus out. I love it, and thanks to Franklin's Auto Works in in Renton, the bus runs like a fucking dream.
Yeah.
And so when I got that bus 22 years ago, I opened the German bar and I said, I need to have a German Volkswagen bus. And some hippie was selling it down the road. Do you know the story I ever told you?
Oh, I think you've told me this once, but I don't think you've told it on the pod.
And it was all primered and fucking rattle can primered, and it looked pretty beat up. I think it was like $3,000. And I'm checking it out, and this guy's like, "Yo, man, what's up? You like it?" I said, "Yeah, I like it. I just opened this German bar, and I think I need to have a German car." And he's like, "Oh yeah, bro, yeah you do." I said, he had this bed in the back, as all hippies do to these Volkswagens.
Yeah.
Put their fucking beds in the back. And I said, it'd be great if it had the seats, though, man. He's like, "I got the seats, bro." Opened his garage, and there they were,
pristine,
the 3 rows of seats. I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Bought the bus, painted it up, put the Prost logo on it. It was green originally.
I've seen that photo.
There's a little fact.
It's like a dark green.
It was
like
green, because Prost was green at that time.
Yep.
I would drive that thing all around town.
Yeah.
I was on the fucking Bainbridge Ferry once with it.
That's
and people
freaky.
are like, "What's Prost?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's this little German bar." I'm like, "This is a good marketing mastermind."
Well, I mean, all the breweries now, they drive around in cars labeled with their shit. It makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, why not? So I would drive up and down. Remember Paseo? Mm-hmm. It was a Cuban sandwich shop on Fremont Avenue. They would have a line down the fucking block, and I would drive up and down that street every day.
What is this guy doing?
And the other day when I was driving around, I always go by the Barking Dog Ale House right about lunchtime when I leave the old shop, and I was slowly cruising past the Barking Dog, hoping Dan would be out there, be like, "God damn it," making sure people saw Prost and realize that it's way better than the Barking Dog.
Oh, wow. That's fighting words.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We love the Barking Dog.
Yeah, I was going to say that's fucking...
I was driving and I see this beer truck coming. I'm like, and 70th is a small street, so I kind of had to pull over.
Yeah, it's like a side street.
It was fucking Al.
Our Northwest Beverage delivery guy.
Who brings us Bitburger, and we love Al.
Our savior.
The best driver ever.
Ever.
And he looked at me and he's like, "Yo, Chris, what are you doing out here?" I said, "Nothing." And he knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, he knows.
Trolling.
Yeah, he knows.
Trolling for customers. One customer at a time.
You also like to park it out lately in front of the Finney, fuck, I'm sorry.
They do on Friday nights. They do the Finney neighborhood farmers market.
Yes, Friday nights.
So one day I did park it right across from Ridgewood on 67th and Finney, Right there in the entrance of the fucking goddamn farmers market. I had to because parking is such a bitch in my
Yeah, at that point, it wasn't. You weren't doing it as a tactic.
Into it, and then I realized everybody that's going to that farmers market is going to walk by the old Prost bus. And sure as shit, didn't we?
We do. We get people in there, and Chris is right. He's like, well, maybe they weren't going to come in if they didn't see the bus. Maybe we should start asking them. Yeah, people come in with their flats of berries, and I'm like, farmers market, farmers market.
So anyway, the Prost bus, we love it so much, and I drove it today, and I fucking love it. Kids fucking wave. They think I'm like a fire truck or something. Yeah. It's fucking cute. So if you want to go for a ride in the Prost bus, let me know. I go 2 mile radius.
And there's no seatbelts.
Because those things were not meant to drive across country.
No, I know. Except they are the people's wagon.
Yeah, to take people from one place to another that are really close.
True.
It's 50 years old, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of crazy.
54 years old. Fuck. Yeah, older than me. The bus is always going to be older than me.
That's cute.
That's nice.
That's nice. Never get rid of it.
And you're always going to be younger than me, Ashley.
I will always be younger.
So I get up super early at car show. I love it.
You do.
Love it. I woke up at 4:29, 1 minute before my alarm went off because I was giddy. I couldn't wait for car show. I love the Greenwood car show. I do. Hopped in the old bus, got her parked in front at about 5:15 a.m. Nick was already there with his Volkswagen.
No
bus.
way.
Yeah.
I like how they've changed the time of the car show to not start until 9, and all the car people still come early.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, you can't convince these car people to come any later. They're so excited. So everybody's so excited.
Well, yeah, it's fun. Neighborhood fucking gets fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I got out there and I got my little spray wax and my little rag. It said to use a chamois.
Yeah.
But I use the bar rag.
Yeah.
It's good enough for that. It's the people's wagon.
Yeah, it's the people. It's good enough for this people's wagon.
So how do you prep the bar for 250,000 people coming to our neighborhood for one full day, Ashley?
Well, a couple things. One, you got to make sure you have enough of everything. So that means beer and food. But also specifically for car show, it is a little bit different of a crowd. We have all of our regulars that usually come in, but it can be different as well. Like we could go through more dab because it's the cheapest beer we have.
Yep.
You could go through a lot more liquor, usually a lot more like vodka, well gin, well whiskey. And honestly, we end up going through a lot of Helles lager, whatever's on, because it's usually like the most, not to like stereotype the people that come to car show, but it's usually like the lightest.
Oh, go ahead. Stereotype.
Yeah.
I think everyone
even
knows what we're
Bitburger,
talking about.
We sell the most Bitburger, hands down. Like, we went through, I think, almost 3 kegs Bitburger just that day.
And I didn't have that many.
Yeah. But if a customer doesn't know what they want, they almost always describe something that's along the lines of a Helles. So we give them a Helles. But yeah, so just getting ready, making sure we have all the kegs that are cold. Cause again, it's on a Saturday and we are still open till 2:00 in the morning and still have a night business. And I told Chris the other day, I go, if we interviewed people on their way in the door that came in for Saturday night, young, hip, cool kid crowd, and said, did you know there was the biggest car show on the West Coast today? And they'd be like, what?
They have no clue.
No clue. So like literally not only are we dealing with the busiest day of the year, but you're capping it off with a normal Saturday night.
Yeah.
So we got to be ready. Lots of kegs.
And both you and Matt Combs at the pizza place were talking to me about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and you're like, God, it just didn't seem like it was that busy. He said that, and I said, just wait. Mm-hmm. Like, the day's not over, especially the pizza place, because now everyone in the neighborhood has been out all day, and they just want a fucking pizza.
Yeah.
And people want to go to Prost and get away from the car show and whatever.
Yeah. It just keeps going.
It keeps going. So I think our numbers this year were a little bit below last year.
Not mine. Mine were higher.
By $42.
Mine were higher by, I think, like $200. Was it?
I don't think so.
I think it was 75 last year. We did 77 this year.
Don't give away our secrets.
Our
numbers.
Well, so what I said, I didn't think we were slow. What I said was the first couple hours were way slower than normal. Mm-hmm. That was weird. We opened at 9, so like that's not shocking to most people hearing this, but to me it is, because we've opened early every year, and usually we get enough of a trickle. Our first customer was Mr. Ray Franco. And his friends. He brought in some of his friends, which was lovely to see him.
And he also wants to be on the pod again.
He does. We're going to have him on.
He's got a few ideas he wants to talk about.
But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, the biggest thing you're prepping is like food and beer. And the food is the hardest part because we don't have a lot of space to prep food to put prepped food. So it's all like janky 6-pans, which are like the small containers that we store food in. And those are 6-pans or 3rd pans. And we take those and precariously put them on top of kegs and all over in the walk-in. Anything that can survive a day without being refrigerated is outside of the fridge. That's something like lemons or limes. We just we organize the back area.
Meat.
You didn't know this because you were at home taking home your van, I think, when this happened. Right before I got done, I was the first one cut, first one sent home. That's what that means, I hope, if people don't know that. And I said, Manda, what else do you want me to do? And she said, can you check on citrus? So like cut lemons and limes. Because I had cut a fuck ton of lemons and limes, but it's car show, we go through a lot. So I go and check. And sure enough, there's 2 wedges of limes left and like no lemons. But at this point, we had 5 of us on the clock. And there is nowhere to stand and cut citrus. So did I tell you what I did?
No.
I told Dan, who was in the kitchen, hand me the box of large gloves, a small knife, the white cutting board, which is a small cutting board, and 2 6-pans. And I went into the back, stacked 2 kegs by the back bathroom, and with gloves on was the doorman for the fucking bathrooms. Nope, this one's taken. No. Just cutting lemons and limes. No, this one's taken.
So you weren't in the bathroom cutting.
No, but it was weird. I was like, I could have tried to do it in the cooler, but there wasn't even. I don't know.
I'm sure it was completely sanitary.
It was, but it was like desperate times call for desperate measures. When you have like nowhere else to do it, you're like, fuck it. I guess I just cut some citrus back here. Like I'm not going to do it anywhere else. And then I come into the bar area, and all the bartenders are like, where the fuck did you just cut that? No, you don't need to know.
Small spaces, you must be creative.
Exactly.
And we have a small space.
Yes.
I love the car show. The cars are cool. I sit in front of Lar Dude's house at 5:30 in the morning, and all the cars kind of stack up right in front of his house. It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Sit there, maybe smoke a joint, have a cup of coffee. We've been doing this for 22 years.
Yeah.
The first couple of years, I recollected with Lar Dude that we were drinking out of styrofoam cups.
That's how long you've been doing it?
Yeah. Styrofoam.
I don't remember the last time I saw a styrofoam cup.
Yeah, you probably weren't born. So
I mean, we don't go to Snohomish County and they have them there.
That's true. That's true. Shout out to Snohomish County.
Yeah.
Cricket. Where's the crickets?
Crickets.
Crickets. But I love the cars. I sit there and I watch them rumble by and get their spots on Greenwood.
That's the best part.
It's the best way to watch a car show.
I was bummed I had too much prep because I wanted to be out there with you guys.
You can hear them.
It's
and
like 7 o'clock in the morning.
All the cars parading down.
Yep.
And the ones that don't
smell.
start, or do start. Mm-hmm. And a lot of jumper cables. And it's really exciting. And the smell is intoxicating.
It is. Yeah. It's very specific.
Can you imagine when all those cars are driving around? The fucking must have stunk.
Yeah.
Now you have these electric cars that go, ooh, and they sneak up on you. There was a bus that was turned to electric, and I was like, I don't know if I like that idea.
Turned electric?
Yeah, it was
not
electric.
one of the new electric ones.
No, old bus. Oh. It was a split window, 21 window.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was for sale. Wonder what he was asking for that sucker.
Oh, Chris needs another car.
But I love walking up and down the street. I did 24,000 steps,
yeah.
And everyone comes out for the car show. People who I haven't seen in years, maybe only that day every year. And I am the mayor of Phinney Ridge.
Of course you are.
I never won an election, but...
but here you are.
But here I am, just like the president.
Crickets?
And I'm not going anywhere, just like the president. Anyway, hope we didn't offend the one.
I think you've served 3 terms at least.
Yeah, at least 3 terms. But I get a lot of the, Chris, what's up, Chris? There's a lot of, hey, pal, hey, guy.
Yeah.
How you been?
Hey, you.
A lot of, as I say, shaking of the babies and kissing of the hands.
Yeah, we didn't see Rick or Rich this year. Did you see them?
Who's Rick or Rich?
Those guys that come in early, the older guys.
Oh, yeah. Fuckers.
Did you see them out on the streets?
Might be dead.
I doubt they're dead. No, I know they're not dead.
I saw a lot of the good old regulars. I saw Gary, and I saw fucking Pete, and I saw a bunch of good guys that haven't been in probably 15 years, and it was nice to see them.
It's funny. There's some regulars that come in every year for car show that are, I don't even know by name, but they're just there every year. And we've talked about this in the past about how great it is when they come back and they remember they liked Bitburger, or they remembered they like to them this exotic beer that they've never had, but they're just still so excited to have it.
The customers are unique.
There's this guy that they are very unique. There's this guy that came
You can't say very unique. You
You're
really
right.
can't say very unique.
I know.
It's like you can't have more than one best friend.
We're not getting
If you
into
know
this.
me, you know
We're
me.
not getting into this. You can't have more than one
anyways,
best friend.
the people are unique.
They are unique. And there's this gentleman that came in for sure last year and definitely this year. I maybe more. Last year he sat in your seat at the bar. It's a B12, and he kept like. He was our cheerleader. He was just like, I used to work in restaurants. You guys are killing it. Oh my God, good job. Nice. And nice guy, like a little bit older guy, like really nice. And then he came in again this year and started saying it again. I go, I remember you from last year. And he goes, really? You remember me? I was like, yeah, you had the best time. You were so nice. He goes, really? I go, you want to hear something really good? He's like, yeah. I go, we're running with one less person this year. And he goes, no, you're not. There's no way.
But then you get the guy that says, you coming up to him.
Oh my God.
What can I get for you?
A beer.
A beer would be nice.
Some service would be nice.
And
you
then
just
hasn't
sat down.
even looked at the menu and doesn't know what beer he wants to get. So that person's there too. But
times a million, that person is there.
Yeah, but for the most part, the people that come in learn quickly how to appreciate the place. There's a lot of navigating the sea of German beer, that's for sure. I mean, you guys are doing a lot of explaining and a lot of talking to first time, one time, only time customers.
Yeah, and it is what it is.
It takes a lot.
I had to, it's fine. I think the thing is that you just have to take your patience pills before this.
Right.
I mean, that's just the thing. And in the beginning, I caught myself kind of being a little bit negative, and I was like, don't be negative because it makes everybody else feel negative. So you just have to have some patience and some positivity and to get through it. And we've all been there. There was one guy, this was funny. He walks in, he sits next to Stan and Teresa, who are dear regulars of ours, who never come for car show because it's such a shit show. They live in Everett, so it's a far drive. They came because they aren't going to be able to come for the next couple of weeks. They really wanted to be there. They come, they sit at the bar. This older gentleman walks in, hunchback, like old crusty dude, sits right next to Teresa, and I happen to be by the taps, and I go, hey, can I get you something? There's a menu right here, whatever I say. Do you got Budweiser? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have Budweiser. It's all German lagers. My normal spiel. Oh, okay. What do you have that's like Budweiser? And I open the menu because at this point, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like if somebody's trying to order Budweiser, it's not even the flavor of the beer, it's the price of the beer that's going to shock them.
Fair.
And so you can't assume, but you need to kind of navigate that. So by opening the menu and being like, this is what we have. It goes light to dark, blah, 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 blah. Is this $15? And he's pointing at some price for a 3rd liter. But I understand our 3rd liter is confusing for people to read that don't see normal European prices with commas instead of dots and shit. So I get it. And he goes, is this? And I go, no, that's a small size beer. For instance, this is the 1/2 liter. This is what most people order. It's near a pint. It is blank. And I said whatever the price was for this beer. Oh, so you don't have Budweiser? And I was like, yeah. And he looks me square in the eye and he says, thank you for your explanation.
Oh.
And then he walked out. He got up and looked over at Teresa and Stan and goes, they don't got Budweiser. Literally like that. Not mad, just kind of like, what? Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
And Stan goes, yeah, who would have thought? Yeah. And then they leave. The guy leaves and it's all this funny joke. And I finished doing what I was doing, which was a lot of things. I come back and Stan goes, wow, that guy, huh? And I go, Stan, that's like one of many. This is why you guys don't really come for it, but it's just so chaos. So if it's not a regular's vibe, you don't want to be there.
Right.
It's a lot. But we just take, like I said, patience pills and push through.
In the end, we absolutely love the car show. It brings so many people to our wonderful neighborhood, and they can see how great everything is.
Agreed.
There's a lot more competition on the street now. There's a lot of places, a lot of restaurants and bars that have opened up, and the fact that we still maintained our sales goal is fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
We did raise prices, so there's that.
That helps, yeah, for sure.
But we love the car show. Thank you to the Greenwood Knights for putting on the car show. It's one hell of a job.
Yeah.
And old Hardwood, Mike Hardwood, that's his name? Good guy.
John Hardwood.
John Hardwood. He's a good guy.
Hardwood.
And he puts on the show every year. So thank you guys, because it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that reminds me. I was at home. And after the car show, everyone's wound up, and fucking wound up. And for some reason, I was up at 1 a.m.
What?
I woke up to piss probably.
Oh, okay. Because I woke up at 2 a.m.
And of course, you're on your phone. You start flipping. Ashley sent me this video at like midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Of what I thought was 2 whales fucking.
It wasn't.
2 orcas.
Yeah.
Getting on the dirty in the old Puget Sound or wherever they were.
No. So I don't know if it's come up, but Chris loves whales. Mm-hmm. I know this about you. I can't remember if this has come up on the podcast. Chris loves whales.
I love whales.
I also am a very big fan of whales. As we know, my folks live up on Orcas. I grew up in the same ones. And so I I love whales. They're a big part of my life. This article comes up on King 5, and I did some more digging because I couldn't sleep. And whales have always done this thing called kelping, where they take the bull kelp, which is that long like tube thing with the bowl at the top, and they've always like moved it with their bodies and played with it, like what they've noticed is playing. But since cameras and like drone footage has gotten better, they've noticed lately, like in the last probably less than a year, maybe a couple months, they've noticed consistently all of the pods off of the Washington coast or within the Puget Sound, all of them are doing this thing where a whale is doing this thing called allokelping is what they've called it, which means they're taking the kelp and like...
Is that like foreplay?
Sure. Could be, because this is the thing.
It looks like foreplay.
What I'm about to say, it could be. So for those of you, we don't have a video, we're just describing it, but it's two whales, like, it looks like they're doing like a synchronized dance.
Yeah.
Like I saw
the video.
Spinning around each other, right? And kind of, for lack of a better term, rubbing up on each other. But they've split the kelp in a way that is supposed to be either a grooming tool or some sort of like thing that helps the other whale. So one whale does like splits it or breaks it into a way that cleans the other whale. And they've never seen...
Do they hold it with the little flippers?
No, they like... they use it to get it in place, but then they are spinning like, in tandem.
So it's like Kama Sutra for orcas.
I don't know, but it's apparently the first documented
kinky whale
tool
sex.
Making by a marine mammal.
No, fucking otters use rocks and shit to break fucking clams.
But not...
And if they have their favorite rock, who was telling me this? Amanda told me this, that if they have their favorite rock, they keep it in their little otter pouch. So that's a fucking tool.
That's for themselves, though.
They feed their kids.
This one is a selfless act because they're literally cleaning the other mammal. But it's either way. That's still cool too. Are you kidding me?
I love otters.
I don't know if you know this about me. Otters are my favorite animal.
Did not know that about you.
You didn't know that?
Fun fact.
I love otters. Literally love them.
You don't have an otter tattoo.
Should I get one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Glazer's otter from the Glazer's camera store.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think we should get time for get tattoos.
Let's go.
There's a lot of we had one regular at Prost Boise who we talked about. I can't remember his name, but he got his 100 card and he got his first ever tattoo.
I saw that
tattoo.
That's cool.
So I talked to Amy and Matt and all those guys at the bar, going,
and me.
What
I'm
the
down.
fuck?
I would definitely be over.
So we talked about it. We're gonna go to Electric Kitten Tattoo in Ballard and get some tattoos.
Love it.
I'm working on a new design. Maybe we'll figure it out later. So anyway, thanks for the kinky orca sex video at car show evening.
You've been reading too much Annie Bot in the middle of the night, clearly, because anything I send you, I guess, is going to get interpreted as sexual, even though it's not. It's just a whale helping another whale scratch his back.
I can use a good back scratching right now. Anyway, okay, so that's what's happened.
What's coming up?
We have 4th of July coming up on Friday.
We're closed. This will come out after that. But
we're closed. We close every 4th of July, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas Day. When I opened the bars, I said I'm not going to make someone work on a day that I do not want to work. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, the calendar shifts. Weird. I don't know why it shifts.
Weird. How the calendars work?
I don't understand it. But turns out 4th of July is on a Friday this year,
that sucks.
which is the day we make our donuts, as they say in the industry. And there'll be no donuts being made on Friday because we will be closed. I'll be at my cabin blowing up some shit. I got 10 fingers right now. We'll check in after.
Ruh-roh.
I'm a trained pyrotechnic. I got it down.
I'm scared for you.
I go to Benny and the Jets over there in Kingston, get some fireworks.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice.
So we're closed for that. So hope you guys have a good and safe 4th of July. Here's to America.
I'm not cheersing.
Yeah, I'm still going to drink, though.
Yeah, we can cheers to drinking and having a day off.
Oh, I got so many stories to tell, but I can't. What else is coming up?
We also have our collaboration beer that we brewed in Germany with Benedictiner coming up.
You guys all heard about it?
We've talked about this a lot, but that is hopefully it's out on the water and hopefully hitting us mid-July at the earliest, probably late July.
The Helles Export Lager from Prost and Benedictiner. The ABV is going to be a little bit higher than normal.
Yeah, like either low or mid 5%.
Yeah, 5 and some change.
Yeah.
But it's
still
nice,
German low.
Clear, crisp German lager.
I'm excited for it. And we're going to have a badge for those of the people that like to earn badges for their
get my laser etcher engraver.
Yep.
Cranking those badges out. Get your badge, get your card. Drink that Hellas Lager because we have 250 kegs to pull through.
Yeah, we got it.
Not just Prost. We're going to have it at all the locations in all the states. And also we're going to have it at the pizza places.
Sweet.
At Matlack's as well in Boise, Idaho.
Nice.
So drink your Hellas Lager when it comes out. It's gonna be. We have T-shirts. We have all kinds of cool shit. Yeah, glassware and tap handles. And
that's perfect.
Stickers and stuff.
Good.
So it's gonna be really fun.
I'm stoked.
Okay, so I'm a schruft.
Yeah, I was already. So I'm gonna go back to bed.
You are?
No, I'm not going to. No, I got more work to do.
All right. Cheers, Ashley. Thank you. This was a fun episode. I think we'll do more of these because there's so much that happens. I've been carrying my little notepad around and taking notes.
Me too.
See?
Yeah.
This is what the pod's going to evolve into. Yeah. Hope you guys like it.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye.